Hello friends, in this episode we will be discussing on some important questions and answers relating to chapter number 16, that is rights and duties of recovery agents. बंधुगण आज अध्याय आमे डीआरए पाठ्यक्रम 16 नंबर अध्याय गुरुत्वपूर्ण प्रश्न एवं सेगुड़िकर उत्तर विषय आलोचना करिबा. The first question which may come is, the rights and duties of agents are contained in which act? The answer is, the rights and duties of the recovery agents or agents are contained in Indian Contract Act 1872. एजेंट मानकर अधिकार एवं कर्तव्य विषय रे क्यों आईन रे वर्णना करा जायछि ता होछि भारतीय चुक्तिनामा आईन बा अधिनियम. The rights and duties of an agent can be or cannot be modified. The rights and duties of an agent can be modified, altered or deleted by a specific agreement between the principal and the agent, to the extent permissible by under law. एजेंट एवं मुख्यों मध्य एजेंट कर कर्तव्य एवं अधिकार जहा भारतीय चुक्तिनामा आईन रे वर्णना करा जायछि ताहा बदलाई हेबो ना नाही. ताहा बदलाई हेबो कहा द्वारा? प्रिंसिपल बा मुख्य एवं एजेंट को मध्य रे एक निर्दिष्ट चुक्तिनामा द्वारा एगुड़िक संशोधित बा विलोप हो पारिबो. The scale of fees of recovery agents depends on what? The scale of fees of the recovery agents depends on various kinds of debt recoveries. The scale of fees depends on various types of debt recoveries. ऋण वसूल एजेंट मानकर जो फी बा शुल्कर माप साधारणतः कहा ऊपर निर्भर करता है. एजेंट मानकर फी रो माप जो प्रकार ऋण आदाय होउछि ताहा ऊपर निर्भर करता है. राइट टू रेम्युनरेशन प्राप्यर अधिकार एटा होछि प्रथम अधिकार एजेंट मान. And this particular right to remuneration is contained in details are contained in Indian Contract Act. प्राप्यर अधिकार विषय रे भी भारतीय कॉन्ट्रैक्ट एक्ट रे वर्णना करा जाय. What is right to retainer? Right to retainer means agent can retain the money belonging to the principal for meeting his or her expenses or fees. Under what type of fees the agent can retain? What type of amount the agent can retain? The answer is expenses incurred during the course of agency and any sum due to the agent as compensation or remuneration. These two are the type of expenses the agent can retain. But in practice, banks do not entertain retention of uh, their fees, and banks usually insist that in the agreement they insist that the amount whatever is collected should be deposited in the bank, and bank will pay the commission back to the agent. Right to retainer ବା ଧାରଣାଧିକାର କେଉଁ କ୍ଷେତ୍ରରେ ରଖାଯାଇପାରିବ ବା କଣ କଣ ରଖିପାରିବେ ଏଜେଣ୍ଟ? ପ୍ରଥମଟି ହେଲା ଯେ ଯୋଉ ଖର୍ଚ୍ଚ ହେଇଛି ଏଜେନ୍ସି ବିଜନେସ କରିବା ବାବଦରେ ସେ ଖର୍ଚ୍ଚ ଏବଂ ନିଜର ଯଦି ଏଜେଣ୍ଟଙ୍କର ଯଦି କିଛି ପ୍ରାପ୍ୟ ଅଛି ଯୋଉଟା କି ଫିସ୍ ବା କମିଶନ ସେଇ ପ୍ରାପ୍ୟ ଏ ଦିଟା ଖର୍ଚ୍ଚ ନିଜେ ରଖିପାରିବେ, କିନ୍ତୁ ସାଧାରଣତଃ ବ୍ୟାଙ୍କ ମାନେ ସମ୍ପୂର୍ଣ୍ଣ ଟଙ୍କାଟାକୁ ମାନେ ଯୋଉ ଅସୁଲି ଟଙ୍କାଟାକୁ ବ୍ୟାଙ୍କରେ ଜମା କରିବାକୁ ଉପରେ ଗୁରୁତ୍ୱ ଦିଅନ୍ତି ଆଉ ସେଇ ପ୍ରକାର ଏଗ୍ରିମେଣ୍ଟ କରିଥାନ୍ତି। ବ୍ୟାଙ୍କ ଏଜେଣ୍ଟଙ୍କର ଯାହା ପ୍ରାପ୍ୟ ପରେ ଦେଇଥାଏ। Then right to retainer is mentioned in section 217 of Indian Contract Act. এই ଯୋଉ ଧାରଣାଧିକାର ଏଇଟା ଭାରତୀୟ ଚୁକ୍ତିନାମା ଆଇନର ଧାରା 217 ବର୍ଣ୍ଣନା କରାଯାଇଛି। Right to compensation is as per which section? Right to compensation is as per section 225 of Indian Contract Act. compensation ବା କ୍ଷତିପୂରଣର ଅଧିକାର କେଉଁଥିରେ ବର୍ଣ୍ଣନା କରାଯାଇଛି? ଧାରା 225 ଭାରତୀୟ ଚୁକ୍ତିନାମା ଆଇନର ଧାରା 225 ରେ କ୍ଷତିପୂରଣର ଅଧିକାର। Right to indemnity is explained where? Right to indemnity is explained under section 222 of Indian Contract Act. Right to indemnity ବା କ୍ଷତିପୂରଣର ଅଧିକାର କୋଉଥିରେ ବର୍ଣ୍ଣନା କରାଯାଇଛି? ଏଇଟା ସେକ୍ସନ 222 ଭାରତୀୟ ଚୁକ୍ତିନାମା ଆଇନରେ ବର୍ଣ୍ଣନା କରାଯାଇଛି। Indemnity and compensation are different things. Though in in English there are two different words. In Odia it is right to compensation or right to adhikara. ये दीटा इंग्रजी रे अलगा ये right to compensation टा प्राय कुली श्रेणी लोक बा जो माने कॉन्ट्रैक्टर पाखरे काम करथांती से माने पई प्रযোज्य होई थाए। बैंक एजेंट बिजनेस क्षेत्र रे एटा लागू होई न थाए। Right to compensation is usually not applicable to recovery agents. And right to indemnity is applicable to recovery agents, but question may come that under what circumstances or conditions the agent can claim indemnity from the principal or employer. Under two conditions, the agent has to fulfill two conditions to be eligible for right to indemnity. What are those conditions? The conditions are the agent must have acted lawfully when the injury was sustained. Suppose, first condition is agent must have acted lawfully when the injury was sustained. Second condition is that the act should have been done during course of agency business. So two conditions has to be fulfilled. One, that the injury must have been incurred during the agency business, and secondly, the agent must have acted lawfully when the injury was sustained. केउ परिस्थिति रे एजेंट राइट टू इंडेमनिटी बा क्षतिपूरण अधिकार सब्यस्त करि परिबे दुईटी कंडीशन पूर्ण करिया पड़िबो प्रथमटी हला जे एजेंट जेते बेले ताकू इंजुरी किसी दुर्घटना हला सेते बेले सी एजेंसी बिजनेस रे थिबा दरकार आउ द्वितीय रे तांकर एई क्षतिपूर्ण समय क्षति समय रे सी न्यायोचित कार्य करुथिबे ए दीटा तांकर दीटा कंडीशन को से पूर्ण करिया पड़िबो प्रथमटी हला आघात होइथिया बेले एजेंट निश्चित भाव में आईन अनुसार कार्य करथिबे एवं एजेंसी बिजनेस एजेंसी व्यवसाय करिया समय रे ए क्षति हेथिबो okay then these are the rights on which question may come. Now coming to duties of recovery agents. First duty is to follow the instructions of the principal. First duty is to follow the instructions of the principal. The agent has to follow all the lawful instructions of the principal. What type of instructions the agent should follow? The agent should follow all lawful instructions of the principal. What type of instructions the principal can give to the agent? The instructions of the principal to the agent must be clear, unambiguous, and lawful. मुख्यतर क्यों प्रकार आदेश को एजेंट मानिबे मुख्यकर समस्त न्यायोचित आदेश को एजेंट मानिबे मुख्यकर आदेश बा निर्देश किपरि हेबा आवश्यक मुख्यकर आदेश बा निर्देश स्पष्ट एवं आईन सम्मत हेबा आवश्यक on second duty that is to follow trade customs if or when the instructions are not given in detail or instructions are not clear then agent has to follow the commercial customs and industry practice. If the instructions of the principal are not clear or details are not given, then agent has to follow the trade customs and practices which is prevailing in the industry. जति मुख्य तांकर निर्देश बा आदेश विशद भाव वर्णना करि न थांती बा स्पष्ट न थाए तेबे से परिस्थिति रे एजेंट कोन करिवे एजेंट को जो बैंकिंग इंडस्ट्री रे बैंकिंग क्षेत्र रे जो प्रकार प्रथा चली से प्रथा अनुसार तांको काम करिया पड़िबो थर्ड ड्यूटी इज duty to exercise care and skill. This duty is mentioned under section 212 of Indian Contract Act. Every agent must handle the agency business with care and skill. If your question may come, how the agent has to discharge his duty? The agent has to discharge his duty with care and skill. एजेंट तृतीय कर्तव्य हला जैसे एजेंट जो काम करिवे सेटा जत्न और दक्षता सह करिवे एजेंट केउ प्रकार तांकर कार्य निर्वाह करिवे उत्तर हला एजेंट तांकर कार्य एजेंसी कार्य को जत्न एवं दक्षता सहकार निर्वाह करिवे बा तुलाइवे Then duty to communicate. Regarding duty to communicate, it is the duty of the agent to communicate all the happenings or difficulties and obtain the instructions of the principal. एजेंट को आउ गोटे कर्तव्य है जे तांकर जदि किसी असुविधा होउछि बा तांकर जहाँ समय समय जहाँ घटनावली होउछि सेटा बैंक को जणेबे आउ आवश्यक स्थले बैंक रो निर्देश नेबे. Next type of duty is duty to render accounts. Whatever collection the agent is doing, its account details from which borrower it is collected, what is his or her account number, how much amount is collected, all these details are to be submitted to the bank. This particular duty to render accounts is mentioned under section 213 of Indian Contract Act. खाता प्रदान करिवार जो कर्तव्य सेटा धारा 213 ये भारतीय चुक्तिनामा आईन धारा 213 रे वर्णना करा जायछि. एही नियम बा कर्तव्य अंतर्गत जहा एजेंट वसूली कले बा पुनरुद्धार कले तार संपूर्ण विवरणी प्रिंसिपल बा मुख्य बा बैंक को जणेबा आवश्यक. Next is right to remit money. Yes, duty to remit money. Duty to remit money, under this, whatever amount is collected, the amount has to be deposited with the bank within the time outer limit mentioned by the bank. तापर कर्तव्य हला जे जो टंका आदाय करा हला से टंकार समस्त विवरणी से टंका बैंक रे जमा करिवे. जो समय मध्य रे बैंक निर्धारित समय देइछंती से समय मध्य रे बैंक रे एजेंट नेकरी टंका जमा करिवे. This is mentioned under section 218 of Indian Contract Act. A right to remit duty to remit money is mentioned under section 213 section धारा 218 भारतीय चुक्तिनामा आईन रे वर्णना करा. Next duty is duty not to delegate. A job which is delegated to one agent cannot be redelegated to another person. The duty which is assigned to an agent has to be discharged by him or her only. He or she cannot delegate the authority or this duty to any other person. कौन सी अधिकार जो कर्तव्य जो एजेंट को दिया जाइछि एई एजेंट से आउ कहाई को ताकू से कर्तव्यटा को डेलीगेट करि परिबेनी बा ताकू आउ जने प्रतिनिधि को से नियुक्ति करि परिबेनी. कारण जने एजेंट बैंक द्वारा नियुक्त तेणु सी आउ जन को नियुक्ति दे परिबे ना. Next duty is duty to maintain confidentiality or duty to confidentiality. Duty to confidentiality means, as we all of know, as per IBA guidelines and BCSPA guidelines, we have to practice in the banks. Banks have to maintain secrecy of customers' account details. So, as agents are representatives of the banks, they have to also maintain secrecy of customers' details. all details regarding account details, regarding deposits details, whatever it is, loan details, whatever it is, it should not be disclosed to any other person. It should be kept secret. So this is also another duty. तो बैंक रो एजेंट को जो कर्तव्य हला जे ग्राहकंकर समस्त तथ्य से गुप्त रखिबे, से काहरी को ए तथ्य प्रकाश करिवे नाही. A question may come that the generic duties of agents contained in the relevant act includes what? Includes generic duties of an agent include duty to follow lawful instructions and duty to follow customs of the trade and the industry. These two. Not any lawful or unlawful instruction of the principal. एजेंट कर ऋण असुली एजेंट कर जो कर्तव्य गुड़िक मध्य कौन कौन थाए गोटे हला जे मुख्यंकर समस्त न्यायोचित आदेश को मानिबा जो क्षेत्र रे मुख्यंकर आदेश स्पष्ट नहीं बा विशद भावे मुख्य जड़े नांती से क्षेत्र रे जहा बैंकिंग इंडस्ट्री रे जहा प्रथा चली से प्रथा को लेकर चलवा. Recovery agents have a duty to exercise care and skill as per what? The recovery agents have to exercise care and skill as per Indian Contract Act, IBA guidelines, as well IBA model policy and RBI guidelines. In all these three, these things mentioned clearly. जो एजेंट माने निजर कार्य संपादन दक्षता एवं जत्न सहकार करिवे. एहा केउथरे वर्णना करा जायछि? एहा इंडियन कॉन्ट्रैक्ट एक्ट, भारतीय चुक्तिनामा आईन, आईबीए रो असुली नीति एवं भारतीय रिजर्व बैंक रो निर्देशावली, ये तीनोटी जातरे वर्णना करा. So mostly these are the questions relating to chapter number 16. I hope I have covered almost all questions and their answers. Still, I request you all to go through the entire content of chapter number 16. Please remember that most of the questions, each and every sentence of chapter number 12, 13, 14 and 16 are important. Please focus on these to be qualified to get better marks in DRA examination. ये सब हला 16 नंबर अध्यायर मुख्य प्रश्न एवं सेगुड़िकर उत्तर. कौन सी क्षेत्र में मुझे प्रश्न उत्तर भी कहनी किंतु विषय वस्तु आपण माने जदि जानिबे ताले जे कोनोसी प्रकार प्रश्न आसु आपण माने उत्तर कर पारि. तथापि मो पुणी अंतर अनुरोध करी जे आपण माने 16 नंबर अध्यायटी भल रूपे पढ़िबे एवं जे कोनोसी प्रश्न आसीबो से भितरु आपण माने उत्तर देबे. पुणी थे मुझे कहीदिए जे अध्याय नंबर 12, 13, 14 और 16 ये चारिटा अध्याय बेसी प्रश्न आसे. प्रत्येक टी धाड़ी गुरुत्वपूर्ण ताकू लेकिन प्रश्न आसीबो. तेणु भल रूपे पढ़ंतु एवं परीक्षा पे प्रस्तुत होंतु. धन्यवाद. थैंक यू.